Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Alejandro here, and I'm coming at you with this quick video to talk a little bit about my experience when I took my real estate test. I was fresh out of the water. I had taken some college classes. I was about halfway through my business degree in college, which I have yet to finish, but I plan on going back one day. And I was working landscaping for the past couple of years, and I really wanted to get into real estate. And that was because I was working at these houses where, we would do the landscaping, they were fixing up the stucco, they were doing the inside, and then they were listing these homes. So I was like, I had a thing for sales. I liked reading, books about sales, and I was watching videos on YouTube about kind of what it was to be in the real estate market as an agent. And I thought to myself, I think I could fit this role if I really work hard at it, pass my tests, and get the wheel spinning. So that's what really gave me the jump to kind of start the journey on my real estate career. And a couple of things that I did that were really helpful when studying for my test was just really learning the vocabulary. I came to learn that with like most tests, if you know the vocabulary and the definition behind the more important words that are used in the test, you can put together you run into a problem on the test that you can't really figure out. If you can put the definition behind the words in that problem, or in the question rather, you can figure out 8 out of 10 times a question that you were stumped with at the beginning if you can put the definition behind the words in the question. And that was something that I thought was really powerful. And a simple way to do that is just simply flashcards. I remember I was taking a college class out in Santa Barbara, and my professor told me, "Hey guys, how did I pass my PhD test? Flashcards. How did I pass my other tests when becoming a professor? Flashcards." He's like, "If you guys have a big test, focus on learning the vocabulary with flashcards. That way, if you run into a problem and you can't figure it out, you can, work backwards and put the definitions to the words in the question, or whatever type of problem you may be facing on your test." So that was a big one for me, was flashcards and really learning the vocabulary. Of course, as time goes on, those vocabulary words start to fade as you get into the practice of actually prospecting with people and realizing that the real estate career and the business part of it is fairly different than what you learn on the test. But that will come with time and experience, and you'll come to realize that as you dip your feet into the real estate market. But another thing that I really thought was interesting was, after you really study, just go ahead and trust your gut. When you take these courses online, typically they come with online practice tests, just depending on where you sign up. You might want to research a couple of companies before you make the decision to buy into their programs. But one thing that I learned was trust your gut. Once you really know that you've been studying, when it comes down to take those practice tests, try trusting your gut on the first answer that comes to you. And the more you practice, of course, the more effective that will be. But a lot of times what these tests will have is very confusing, similar questions that will mislead you to think that one answer is correct over the other, when in reality the first question that you saw, the first answer was correct. They're very misleading sometimes with the verbiage they use. So try trusting your gut. The more you practice your flashcards, the more you read the definitions, the more you read into the chapters. Try that notion of trusting your gut when you take those practice tests. That way, when it comes down to the big day and you head down to Orange County or wherever you're going, it may be in a different state. I'm here in California. You really have that, that practice, and it can really be effective when it comes to crunch time in a test. And my last and final tip is, when it comes to test day, get there early. It's very important to get there early. I'll share with you my experience. When I took my test, I was scheduled to take it at 8:30 in the morning down in Anaheim. I'm about two and a half hours away from Anaheim. Excuse me. And I took off early. I think me and my sister and I left about 5:30 in the morning, 6 in the morning. We got there early. I was the first one in the room, and there's about 70 to 100 seats. So it's a big room. I was the first one in the room. I got there, I got ready. I sat down. I took a breather. I finished the test before most people even got into the classroom, and that was really important to me because there was way less distractions. I was the first one in. I was zoned in. I was focused. I had tunnel vision, and then by the time I was done, there were still people coming in, checking in, and I was already done. I was the first one in, the first one out, and I passed my test the first try. And using these 3 tips and really putting in the time to study for your test will really get you where you want to be. And that month before you schedule your test, because you have to schedule your test in advance, that month before, make sure you spend about 30 minutes to an hour every single day reviewing that pack of flashcards that you have already built up over the period of going through the courses. You want to build up this pack of flashcards with all the vocabularies, the important definitions, and just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, so you can memorize those definitions. So if you get stumped on the test, you can work backwards and dissect the question that way, putting definitions on words and then helping you kind of put the dots together. So those are my three big tips that I share with people who are interested in becoming real estate agents, or who ask me how I became a real estate agent. It's really about those 3 pillars for me. It was the flashcards, trusting your gut once you you start developing your practices, and then getting there early, making sure you're the first one in the room, or making sure you get there on time before the room gets packed full of people and full of different energies. And a lot of people come in, they're nervous, scared, and your body, like, if you study the mind and how the body works, we function off frequencies. So if we're there first in an empty room, it's just us and our energy, we have a better shot of just having our tunnel vision, focusing, zeroing down on what we have to do. We'll be the first ones in, the first ones out. That's how I like to take tests. Obviously, everybody has their own style, so to your respect, do it how you like to do things. But these are just things that helped me pass the test on the first try here in California last year, summer 2019. And one thing that I'll mention as well is that there was absolutely there wasn't any like big math problems, or you didn't have to do any big math equations or figure out any big numbers like that. If you get anything, it's going to be big round numbers, and it's going to be simple to formulate. But there's no big tough math questions or any big tough finance questions or anything like that. So make sure you guys study. If you have any questions, leave comments below. I'd love to be of service to anybody looking to be a realtor, or on the come up of being a realtor. It's a great industry. I love what I do. I love serving others. If this is you and it fits kind of your persona and who you want to become, let me know so we can chat, and I'd be happy to share my experiences with you. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and if you know anybody in the area, in the Ventura County area near Los Angeles, looking for a home, send them my referral, please. My number is 805-889-6829. You can find out my email on the bottom. I'll leave all my contact info. Follow me on Instagram as well. My name is Alejandro once again. I appreciate you guys getting to the end of the video. I'll see you soon. Thank you.